Christmas is over and we've nearly had our fill of sweet treats. But don't forget to dig deep to the bottom of those stockings and see what you didn't catch upon first glance. Today is the last chance for snacks to try to get included in the end of the year Mount Snackmore Finals. 3 snacks with dreams of stardom will shoot their shot in hopes of becoming a champion. The final contestants of 2021 are in and ready to shine right now on You Tried Dat. You Tried Dat. Final episode of the year. I'm Nick Novak with my pal Shad Hancock.
Howdy.
Nick Geiger.
Hello.
Well, I hope you guys have a great Christmas yesterday.
Yeah.
Dude.
Pretty
It was so good. I definitely know what I did. I have planned it out already. I had planned it out. Oh boy. I'm struggling already.
Keeping
We're
up the ruse.
a minute in and I'm struggling. Yeah,
I enjoyed the edit point gifts I got.
It's not even Thanksgiving. I haven't thought a fucking second about Christmas.
So, well, here is the thing of actually today. Christmas all well and good. December 26th, though, Feast of Stephen.
Mm-hmm.
Today is the
Of
Feast
course.
of Stephen.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, good King Wenceslas
My
himself.
boy Wenceslas is
Yeah.
my famous day.
Your favorite Christmas carol guy.
I do. The one I know one line about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's revolving around the Feast of Stephen.
The Feast of Stephen.
Are you going to
Yeah.
drop some Wenceslas facts on us?
Oh, okay. Wenceslas. Guy had like 30 goddamn Feast of Stephen. He had a good friend named Stephen. Guy liked to eat.
And also today is known as Boxing Day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is the reason behind this? Anyone know?
So Wenceslas had to fight for the right to eat at the Feast of Stephen every year. So he would just slay motherfuckers
famous
with boxing gloves.
Wenceslas versus Ali.
I'm the greatest. I'm a king. Just comes flying up.
The Beast versus the Feast, it was called.
Oh.
The Feast
Now,
of 7 rounds.
it's the day when you just opened Mike Tyson's Punch-Out the day before, and so you spend the whole day playing it. Is that why it's called that?
It could be that.
I did Google it. Do you actually know why, or did
Boxing
you?
No,
Day.
I don't. Go ahead, tell us.
So the name comes from a time when the rich used to box up gifts to give to the poor.
No.
So it was traditionally a day off for servants, and they received a special Christmas box from their masters. So that's depressing.
They just held the box like sideways, the top of the box towards their face, and then the poor people would pull the top off, and the rich people would punch their fist through the bottom of it.
Boxing Day. Just slam right in their face.
Yeah. Yeah, or they're just like, right as the person's about to grab it, they just like drop it,
Right.
so that, oh, pick it up, servant.
Just a box full of gruel
Probably.
and a spoon, maybe. Like a new spoon to eat the gruel with.
Yeah, but the spoon's also in a box.
That
Separate
makes sense.
box.
Yeah.
Okay, boxing match, right?
Right.
You guys are in a boxing match
I am?
against, let's say, like one of the medium to bad professionals, right?
Oh, okay. So I got a chance.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So what is sort of your strategy? You don't get to talk to anybody beforehand.
I don't. I just get thrown into a ring with 2 gloves.
Right. 2 gloves. What do you feel like your strategy is going to be?
Do I have like a month to train, or like can I like look up on YouTube boxing techniques?
We don't
or
get help
something?
from anyone, so I mean, you can train, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I'm
what are you
saying,
gonna
like,
do?
in other words, like you're not like just teleporting me right now into a ring with 2 gloves. I have a little bit of time to like get in shape and prepare. Correct?
yeah, your only coach can be YouTube.
It's just a video
Coach
of
two.
like Rocky's trainer. Get him, Mick. All right, that's just a punch I got.
Find the YouTube how to box video.
What if it's like, what if I show up and like the first thing I do is just like pull down my pants and you're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I used Coach U Porn instead of YouTube. Oops. That's what I did. Okay, so I guess the question is, do I have to try to win? Because if I Well, I guess that actually doesn't matter. But here are my two strategies. One is
I get what you mean, though.
Go charging right at him and just try to like punch him as hard as you can right in the nuts or something like that. Something that will get you disqualified immediately before you have a chance to actually like get beat up. If
you think he will land that nut shot?
I'm picturing you charging in and he just stands his ground, swings his fist one time, and you go to sleep.
Possibly. So the second option is to cower in the corner with my hands over my head like it's, like an earthquake drill or something, and I'm hiding under a desk. And just like this first second that I feel his fist on me, just like flop to the ground and pretend I'm knocked out.
That actually brings up a good point. If I didn't care about winning, like he's expecting me to try to box him, so I would approach him with caution and like hug him around the waist, trip him, and start like rabbit punching his nuts until they disqualify me, or headbutt him, bite him, do anything I can to get thrown.
No, there's no you can't get disqualified. You can't purposely get disqualified.
You sick fuck! You just want to watch me die? Jesus Christ! All right,
and
fine.
every 5 seconds you last, you make 10 grand.
Okay. I do still think Chad's other technique makes sense. Pull your pants down. He'll be so distracted by how fucking unnaturally erect I am. It was like wavering my dick in the air. He'll be like, huh?
This is what the coach said.
This is what Coach Youporn said. And I just jack him square in the face. And then
you jack him?
Jack off in his face.
Another tip.
To be honest, I'd probably get disqualified by that too. I'm guessing. You can't
also
do that,
not
illegal. Minus 2 points.
Also, Coach Youporn told me that you need to get the final blow on my back. So let me just turn over here so you can finish on my back.
I do think the strategy, Geiger, you said of like hugging, right? Because boxers are trying to rest.
Right.
They like hug the guy because then it takes like a few seconds for the ref to break it up, right?
But the thing, Novak, I think you're forgetting perhaps, is that in order to wade in to his range to clinch him, like boxers can take one punch to the ribs without dying.
I'm just gonna approach him with arms wide, like,
"Hey, buddy! Hey, you just like go up to him, and go, you tired yet? Let's clinch." What the fuck? No, get on.
That's why I was proposing the nut shot, because like you come in low, like you're going for the knees or something like that, right? And then,
but that's purposely getting disqualified. You can't.
Well, but I mean, maybe you could come in low and then at the last second come up for the hug.
If you like turned away from him and sort of ran in circles around the ring, like not just purposely running in circles. I mean,
they would.
I guess he might step in front of you at some point. But.
I think they can deduct points for lack of activity, but I wouldn't really be worried about winning. I think, if the goal is just to avoid dying, I could run around the ring, probably just like because the ring's big enough, I could continually avoid getting hit. I think. But it wouldn't be very entertaining.
Flying elbow drop? Is that true?
I'm up on the top rope for a suplex or something.
Is the Stone Cold Stunner disqualified?
Stone Cold Hugger?
Can I crack open 2 beer cans that were tossed to me from the audience and stand on the turnbuckle and pour them all over my face? At least have some fun before I die.
Could Chad and I form an unholy alliance and he comes and hits him with a chair in the back while I'm giving him the stunner?
If let's say we had to box each other with the intent of knocking each other out.
Oh boy.
All 3 of us at once.
With a 3-way boxing match?
The rare boxing thruple.
But we got to wear
from a fun YouPorn search, the boxing thruple.
Boxing 3-way. If we got to wear the headgear, right? Do you think we would like really hurt each other?
No. None of us is strong. Like we don't know how to throw punches.
But that also is like we also can't take a punch.
Geiger, I took like a year and a half of Taekwondo back in college 20 years ago, so I can punch pretty good. I broke some boards in my day. Yeah.
What girl were you trying to meet though?
I honestly don't remember. I can't punch for shit. So I don't think I would hurt. We'd probably all hurt ourselves, just break our knuckles trying to do it or something.
Well, you're wearing gloves.
We have a gloves on.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the only thing that prevented my entire like arm from just shattering.
Yeah.
We would probably just get tired after like a couple rounds of warily circling each other.
Probably get tired from lifting the gloves up.
You know, like that thing where there's like 3 guys and they're like both have 2 guns and they're pointing at each other, like all in a circle, but we have our boxing gloves extended, like what
would your walkout songs be? Chad, would you go with Dear Mr. Fantasy?
Yeah, either that or Dear Mr. Fantasy. I always thought would be fun to walk out to. I did walk out to that at my wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Or the other one is there's a song by T.I. called like What You Know that I always thought had like a really cool beat. So maybe that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, man.
I always, and it's just mentioning a joke from a television show, but I always thought the old Simpsons joke of Homer coming into Why Can't We Be Friends? That was great. What do you like, Hager? Stick 'em up?
Yeah, Stick 'em Up at Korashi is a good one. I was thinking of Stick 'em up, yeah, Stick 'em up. And then, because I would also want all of you to just stick your hands in the air and not hurt me. Maybe Tool, a little Stink Fist. Wouldn't be bad. Or I like this Big Sean song called Wait. Or I used to love that Cypress Hill song, that the one from Training Day, like Rock Superstar.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, that's what your last thing you guys are fucking gonna hear when I knock your shitty asses out.
You're knocking us out on your way to the ring? Just fucking walk over and sucker punch us.
And in this corner, I just clobbered Chad. That's not cool, dude.
That Rock Superstar song is basically about you. If you the lyrics is like live large, 5 cars, or something like that. That's the Nick Geiger
house,
story.
You're
really.
in charge. Well, I'm large and I'm living. I guess that's the 2 things that are accurate. I have a car.
5 used cars. All right, let's eat some snacks.
5 nuts. You just charged.
We've got 3 snacks to eat. We rate them on a 5-point scale. Love dat, like dat, indifferent to dat, dislike dat, and hate dat. Let's start with the old Abba Zaba. Abba Zaba, ABBAZABA, is in a big black and yellow checkered package. It looks like a pretty old candy. And it's noted to be taffy with a peanut butter center. And it shocked us all to open it up and find this thing to be white. It's like a big, long, caramely feel to it. But it's white with what is really just like a peanut butter looking something in the middle.
The peanut butter kind of squirts into your mouth when you bite into it.
Was there a flavor to the white?
Do white people have flavor? By report. No, I guess.
Like white colored taffy is confusing.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Geiger? Interesting.
Well, technically, according to the label, this is Annabelle's Abba Zaba. And I feel bad for Annabelle if this is all she could eat, because this thing is not very good.
Where does it say that it's all she could eat? Is that on the label?
I decided that. Okay. Cool.
Great. That was mean of you.
Get back in your cage, Annabelle.
It's Boxing Day. All you get is an Abba Zaba.
Just opens it up. It's yet another Abba Zaba. The peanut butter is fine, even though it is kind of squishy. I kind of like that it's a creamy consistency, which is unusual from a candy. Usually it's like a hard, gummy peanut butter. And that salty peanut butter is the only thing that saves this from I hate that. I don't love taffy. We've talked about several times before how I hate getting shit like lodged in my teeth, and this is the exact epitome of that.
I thought that was Chad's thing.
He doesn't like it either, but I don't really like it either. Should I say either again? Novak is spot on when it's like, what is the flavor of this white part? The taffy is the predominant flavor, and it's just generic sweetness. It doesn't taste like anything. There's way too much of it. If there more peanut butter, maybe it would balance this thing out. As it is, I feel like I'm just eating a big rubbery piece of taffy with a little bit of salt in it. And that makes this bad. Also, this thing is fucking colossal. I don't know who's eating this as a snack. This is like eating like a strip of tar. Like it's so big and chewy. So I am going to give this a dislike. That it is not good. The only thing saving
A
it
strip
is
of tar.
the old strip of tar. It's like candy jerky, essentially.
Uh-huh.
The only thing that saves it from a complete hate dad is that I do like the peanut butter. What little of it is in there.
All right. Dislike to start. Chad, what do you think? Give it the old.
No, Annabelle.
I actually I had to work to find any peanut butter in mine. And even when I got there, you can barely taste the peanut butter. I don't know what the flavor of the white is. It's not particularly bad, but it is kind of overwhelming. I guess it's sort of like the flavors of white in real life. Not always bad, but definitely overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
I get almost no peanut butter from this at all. I wish it was a stronger peanut butter flavor. That might save it. But it probably wouldn't, because as you guys know, this kind of chewy, get stuck in your teeth stuff is not my bag. This is getting a hate dad from me. I think it's bad.
Wow.
Oof.
Whew. Well, I'm going to tell you, this is not going to be in the end of the year episode, because I completely disagree with both of you.
Wow. I
Really?
knew it. I
Come
knew
on,
it.
really?
It's pretty good.
What? Dude.
If you think it's so good, you tell me what the flavor of the white is.
I don't know what the flavor of the white is.
What is the flavor
And either
of the
does
white?
the package, because the package can't tell me either.
No.
But it tastes good with the peanut butter. And I am getting... The peanut butter tastes good to me. Geiger,
I
you were
agree
on with that.
part, yeah.
And I don't know. It's like how, I wouldn't eat a piece of bread alone, but peanut butter on there tastes good. It's just the taffy plainness lets me enjoy that peanut butter flavor. I actually don't know if this was like chocolate on the outside, like a chocolatey taffy, if I would like that better. I think I kind of like it how it is. So I'm actually really surprised that I kept going back and enjoying this. So I'm going to give this a like that. And surprise everyone here. So it's got a like, a dislike, and a hate, which could put it in the running. We've had some bad scoring episodes recently, so we'll see where it goes. Next, let's go to the Redbirds next. The Redbird, the reason I had these is because they're like my kid's favorite candy in the world. My wife loves them too. What they are is basically, they're individually wrapped little, I'm trying to think of maybe like cough drop sized things, and they sort of have the consistency of like some of those after dinner mints that you get that are like a little bit chalky.
Mm-hmm. Where have you gotten these? I've never even seen them.
I forget where they originally got them from, but then they saw them somewhere in a store, it wasn't Big Lots, but it was something like that where you can get rare candy. And then they wanted more, and we ended up actually ordering them online.
So you've tried these before, or?
I had one a long time ago. I know I just never reached for them at all. And usually my kids are like them so much more than me that I just leave them.
Now there's apparently 3 flavors here: plain white, pink, and then white with orange and yellow stripes on it. And I've tried the plain white, and my first question is, what is the flavor of the white? Because I really couldn't tell.
It's definitely coconut.
It has a coconut.
You're right. It is coconut. Yeah, there it is. I got it. They're kind of this. How would you describe these? They're like maybe quarter size, but like a stack of like 5 quarters or something. And they're kind of hard at first, but after you get even just a little bit of saliva into them, they just dissolve in your mouth.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of other. I know there's got to be other candies with this consistency, but that after dinner mint where it's like the chalkiness is all I can really think of.
But they don't stay hard like an after dinner mint.
I'm thinking of. I think I'm thinking of different ones than you. Then.
I was thinking of those ones that look like little pinwheels with like the red and white swirl.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
not those.
Hmm.
It's definitely an interesting consistency. I kind of like it.
Much stronger flavor on the pink one.
Mm-hmm.
Is it cotton candy-ish? So I feel like they.
It is
consistent
cotton
with-
candy. Yeah. It's interesting. I feel like you don't get the full flavor until the end, right?
Yeah.
Like I was like, is that cotton candy? Until I was done eating it. And then I'm like, that is cotton candy. You know? Sort
The
of weird.
third one, I'm not sure. It's more just like a fruity-ish flavor.
I hate the consistent. Like, I like these kind of after dinner things, but usually they melt a little bit fast. This thing, I feel like I gotta chew, and then it gets real dusty.
It's almost too big.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite candy, huh?
Oh.
They love them.
Hmm.
All right.
Well, I do not like that fruit one.
Chad, you're leading off. You need one overall score for these bad boys.
Yeah. So, I think that fruit one was gross to me. I spit it out. The other ones weren't too bad. I think I probably like the cotton candy a little better overall, but I don't see how I could eat very many of these. Like, it was sort of like a very overwhelming flavor. The coconut was a little more subtle, and I usually don't love coconut stuff, but usually my problem with coconut is the consistency. I actually don't mind the flavor of coconut, so that one's okay by me. I think I would give both of those flavors an indifferent, and the fruit one I hate. It was really gross to me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to average that out. I don't know, just the consistency of this thing and the fact that it's too big, I'm going to just downgrade it a little for that and just slide it barely into dislike that.
Oh, this is tough. I feel like it's between dislike and indifferent. I think I'm kind of in the same spot as you.
Yeah.
I think, my biggest issue is that the pieces are too large. If they were smaller, I think I could actually munch away on these a little bit. If they were more like, peanut M&M sized or something like that. So I think I'm going to leave them at kind of a lower indifferent, though. Geiger, which way are you going to go?
Whew. Yeah, the size is a problem. Much like my wife tells me. I feel like she also doesn't know what the flavor of white is. So like trying to bite, that's terrible. We'll cut that. It's just very dusty, and I don't like that consistency. Like biting through this giant, it's like just feel like I'm biting through a clump of chalk, and I don't like that. The flavors are very all over the place. Like I did not like the coconut one. The fruit one's okay. I think if I had to pick one that was the best, it'd be the mango, just because it was a little more tart than sweet. I don't know. I'm torn between.
We're kind of here for you to know those. So.
I know.
Make up your fucking mind.
I'm torn. The other deciding factor is I ate these and I sat there while you guys were doing your ratings, and the aftertaste is progressively worse from these things.
Yeah.
They're bad. So for that reason, I think I'm going to go my second straight dislike that. I just don't. I can't ever see myself wanting to eat another one.
All right. An indifferent and 2 dislikes. Where's that put us?
Well, they're both tied.
Okay. Tie. And the last snack after the segment's going to be Chips Ahoy popcorn. So
good luck.
That could really go either way.
This has just been
all right.
a kind of a bad year for snacks. I feel like we haven't even had anything that like approached 3 Love Dats, really. Like maybe one thing. I don't know. Maybe it'll be the Chips Ahoy popcorn.
That could be foreshadowing, right? For this Chips Ahoy.
Could be.
If this Chips Ahoy popcorn's not going to get 3 Love Dats. 0 chance in hell.
I don't even like popcorn.
All right. Time for the segment. And Santa Claus has done his job, delivered all the presents, heading back to the North Pole. So now I don't feel so bad kind of exposing some facts about him.
Oh.
All right.
Boy.
Because now if something happens, he's got all year to figure things out. So this information is going to come out now, and you guys are going to.
What's going to happen? I'm right. That sounded ominous. He's got a year
Trial?
to
I
get his
don't
story straight before he goes on trial.
So I've got 7 kind of historical facts about Santa, and you guys are going to hear the facts and say you have 1 or 2 choices to make about these facts. Is this a bad Santa, right? That this is really not good news for him, or you know what? Does hearing this fact kind of make me think that he's a rad Santa? Right? So those will be your choice: bad Santa or rad Santa.
Right. Everyone, rad, a word everyone uses now.
Oh, that's pretty good.
A word that rhymes with bad. All right. First fact. The only reason that Santa wears red and white is because, you guys know? What do you think you know?
No.
The blood of his enemies.
Correct. No, it is because of Coca-Cola. Prior to 1931, Santa would sometimes appear in blue or green, brown. But in 1931, Coke issued a massive ad campaign that put him in the red and white, and that really stuck, and that just kind of stayed the colors he was in. So historically, that's maybe not the colors he always wore, but it's because of Coke. Now, Geiger, how does that make you feel about Santa? Do you think he's a bad Santa or a rad Santa?
Honestly, I kind of feel. Are you drinking a Coke right now? Was that like a cool and slurp?
Are you going to duck off camera and come back up and your hoodie's going to be red and white? Is that about to happen?
I think, if anything, it's kind of sad Santa, right? Like I know that's not an option, so I guess
not an option.
Bad, but it's like corporate. Like corporations have to ruin everything. Now, granted, it's not ruining my vision of Santa because my vision of Santa has always been red and white. But I don't like knowing that my whole life and that worldview was shaped by some dumb, shitty advertisement from some super conglomerate. So I don't like that. It would have been nice if with a multicolored Santa of yore would have been interesting, I think.
Chad?
Well, I think it's kind of rad Santa.
You do.
And here's why.
Why shouldn't he cash in?
Exactly. Santa getting that payday, baby. And
Santa's
also
getting paid off this, you think?
he's not real, so I don't really give a fuck what his outfit is.
He's got to get that paper.
Yeah. How you think he's gonna pay for all those wood toys that he's making? Was that last episode? Never mind.
All right, so we've got a bad and a red.
Yeah.
Next fact. So historical story tells us that the baby who would become Saint Nicholas, and it became the inspiration for Santa Claus, exited his mother's womb in 270 AD, and he immediately yelled, "God be glorified," seconds after being born.
Goo.
That's fucking creepy.
That is fucking insane.
So, Chad, what do you think about that, Santa?
That is sad Santa. Like, if that happened, I'd be like, you need to take this baby out with the bathwater. Like, demon baby, and just chuck it off a cliff or something. Yeah, that's no good. I also don't believe that's true.
He said facts. Facts about Santa.
Geiger?
Yeah, that is stark raving mad Santa. That's just pulling out this baby, just
Pretty impressive.
dripping, dripping with
He already
vocab
speaks English
Santa.
better than me.
Just dripping with afterbirth and just God save us all, like Gollum style. It's fucking weird.
God save us all. Now give me your titty, mama. That's what he said.
Where's that
After
breast
that.
milk? God save us all. That's fucked up. But in
He
a
was
way,
human, I think. I want to find a fucking gargly lizard.
Yeah, why'd you make him sound like a troll?
because no, you're right. It's a real natural human baby that came out of the womb speaking in full sentences. You're right. My bad, guys. Not my bad. Nothing mythical about that at all.
Oh, are you on my naughty list?
The precious. I'd say, you know what? After all, Novak makes a good point. It's a hyper intelligent baby. I think that's pretty rad, Santa.
Yeah, very good point.
That's a rad Santa. Very good point.
I think he just went. They were like, "God be glorified! He said it. I heard it.
Listen, my baby's a genius.
He's not a disgusting lizard man."
I think this baby Nicholas, when he came out of Mrs. Geiger's womb, just pissed and shit all over himself. I don't think I said jack shit, other than like, "Oh, give me a high life" or something like that.
All right, third fact. A poor man had 3 daughters that he couldn't marry off, so he was going to sell them into prostitution. All right,
Nice.
as one does.
And then one of them turned out to be Santa. Oh, no?
Santa,
what if it turned out to
was
be
the pimp.
Mrs. Claus?
Santa became their pimp.
Yeah.
Where's my mother?
Bricks better have my green.
The night before the first girl came of age.
That's why he says, ho, ho, ho. Anyways, go ahead.
That is not what the story leads to.
No? Are you sure? On this true fact about Santa?
And that fact was told to us by Big Dick Jeff 69 from Yahoo Answers.
Walking around with a big candy cane just limping everywhere.
All right.
Big Dick Jeff.
The night before the night before the first girl came of age, Saint Nick tossed a bag of gold through the man's window.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, the first daughter had a dowry and could be married off. The second daughter became of age. Santa tossed another bag of gold through the window. The third daughter came of age. The man waited up to see the benefactor, but Nicholas threw the third bag down the chimney instead.
All right.
That is the story. So, Geiger,
Yeah.
what do you think about that?
So Santa trolling the countryside, giving money to a pimp for a prostitute? Is that what I meant? Was he a John?
He's stopping these women from having to
Oh.
become prostitutes.
Santa was not the original John. That is what you're saying.
The bad thing is he gave this first dude money, right?
Right.
So his daughter wouldn't have to become a prostitute. And then by the time the second daughter grew up, he didn't have money again.
Yeah.
Clearly a
The guy
shit
blew
father.
all the money.
Right.
They should turn it around and bet on black or something. Like, try to double it, you know?
I
Also,
think that's why the last time he came, he just like fucking angrily whipped it down the chimney.
Yeah, I was gonna say Santa was getting increasingly more disinterested. And all of a sudden, just chuck it in the window. Give me the check. Stop pimping her.
Yeah, like, shouldn't he have just thrown in, like, a note that just said, like, get a fucking job, loser?
Right, yeah.
Something like
How
that.
about Santa threw a bag with this guy's address to the police instead? I will say though, saving women from prostitution is pretty rad. So that's a rad Santa. He was trying to do good. He could have saved all. I guess what I don't understand is he knew this guy was prostituting his oldest daughter. He saved her, knowing he had 2 other daughters. Like, just get them out of get them all out of heck,
Right.
before you.
Yeah. Call CPS,
time.
Santa.
Let me introduce you to my financial planner.
Santa's vocal abilities never got better the entire time. Ho, all 3 of them. Bags
I
of
got
money.
a tip on a really hot stock you should invest in.
You ever hear about GameStop?
Chad, what do you think? What do you think of this guy, Chad?
Yeah, that's pretty rad.
All right, number 4. The names of Santa's reindeer are all male, right?
Mm-hmm.
But male reindeer shed their antlers in the winter, and Santa's reindeer are never pictured antlerless when they're making their Christmas rounds.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So either they're actually female and Santa has given them male names, or the way you can prevent the antlers from growing back is to castrate the reindeer. All right,
Jesus
so one of
Christ.
those two.
Wait. You prevent it from growing back, or you prevent it from falling out entirely?
The antlers. I don't know, but it says which prevents them from losing their antlers. Oh, prevents them from losing their antlers.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So, Chad, what do you? Is that is that a pretty bad answer? Is that rad as hell?
It's a pretty rad when he goes and slices that reindeer nut.
I mean, that basically makes him right. We already know he is sort of like the North Pole's cowboy, right? Mm-hmm. And like the one of the primary jobs of a cowboy is cutting off cow nuts. I know this for a fact. Don't ask how. And so, yeah, but either way, this is tough because cutting off the reindeer nuts, like, I guess that's kind of rad. I don't know. But like the other thing is like,
it is.
If they're actually women reindeer and he's trying to like cover up that fact, I guess it's not women reindeer. I guess it's female reindeer. If they're actually female and he's trying to cover it
Prancer
up,
Prancer is a woman, I'll have you know.
He's a North Pole cowboy.
That's very, very misogynistic of him. He should be like, how are we ever going to smash the patriarchy if we're not able to acknowledge the power of the female reindeer? So yeah, I think overall that's probably sad Santa.
Not a choice.
Bad
what
Santa.
Was it? Bad Santa.
All right, Geiger, what do you think?
So is it cool that he sliced their nuts off? Is that the choice we're making? Let me ponder this. Well, look, is it because he just didn't want to... Look, it sounds bad in theory, right? That you're castrating your animals. However, we all have been pet owners. They all get neutered and spayed, right? Like, he probably just didn't want a bunch of like...
And we're all rad.
So. We're the raddest fucking dudes I know. I've given so many stock tips just this week.
You neutered your son.
I did neuter my son by hand. Because I'm a real cowboy. No, I mean, I guess that would only be a problem with like reindeer procreation if some of the reindeer were women and some were men. But it sounds like it's either.
So maybe it's a mix of both.
Yeah.
Some of them were women named men names, and the other ones he.
So I'm gonna say it's Rad Santa only because I do think they were probably a blend, and he didn't want. He didn't want to have like a ton of like reindeer children that he just had to like farm out, because who's going to buy a reindeer whose nose glows? It's kind of fucking weird. So he doesn't want any of that stuff going on.
I questioned it a little bit because I don't know, names like Dancer and Prancer aren't necessarily male names. I mean, they could be anything, so. All right. Number 5. Many of the miracle stories St. Nicholas has accumulated in the time.
Isn't one of them Vixen?
Yes, Vixen.
Yeah, right.
Total male name.
Pretty sure that's a stripper name.
So a very messed up butcher lured 3 kids into his shop and killed them. And he tried to sell their meat as ham. Yes, this is a Santa Claus story.
Wait, what?
That's not Santa Claus.
Oh.
Santa Claus,
So for each kid, he threw the butcher a bag of money through the window.
And you're coming with me.
St. Nicholas, who happened to be wandering by, it says,
drunk after a Tinder date,
immediately saw that was not ham.
There, your ham's got a human finger in it.
And resurrected the 3 children.
Whoa.
What?
Yes, that is the power this man has. All right.
I guess if you're fluent in English straight out the birth canal, then you can probably resurrect people. That sort of follows there.
The final line is, according to some versions of the legend, the boys were also pickled. Oh, okay.
Preparation matters. Yeah, that's true.
Who's up? Chad, what do you think?
Would you ever pickle ham, though? Like, you pickle vegetables, right? Like, isn't that...
I mean, you can pickle anything you want to preserve, but pickled ham's got to taste
that's
like balls.
I think they pickled
the
part of the
part
kids and then made the rest of them into ham.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's cool. Santa was wandering by.
He's like, you ruined perfectly good child meat by pickling it. That's what he said.
He wasn't just. It's not that he was, scouting this place out because it was suspicious as fuck. But it just had me wandering by.
Wanted to stop in for a bite to eat.
So,
Yeah.
Chad, what do you think?
He resurrected the kids, but it doesn't say that he like punished the butcher in any way, like gave him some coal that year or something like that.
That'll show him.
Happen. Well, look, I know like I like to dish out a lot of hot takes on this pod, but I'm not going to be the guy that says that child murder is a good thing. So I guess that's pretty rad of Santa.
Geiger, you want to bark up that tree?
Yeah, I'll bark right up that tree. Here's the problem. I have two problems with this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
One, don't we find it a little sus, as the kids would say, that Santa's immediately able to identify sliced child meat? Like, he just looks at it and goes, oh, that's a kid. Yeah. And I like dips his finger on it, tastes it. 8 years old? Yeah.
I think he just saw it and he was like, that shit ain't ham.
It's got
What
air matted
if
in
he
it.
resurrected them but didn't restore them to their old form, so they're just like deformed ham children forever? Like,
Right. That's my other problem, is that this man could bring people back from the dead this whole time, and he chooses to only do it this one time. Now, it's a fine time to do it when, if God forbid my child ever gets sliced like ham and pickled, I'd like Santa to help me out. But
yeah.
But look, you know how many other people died gruesome
Hey,
deaths?
Santa, can you do me a solid? My kid's a pickle.
All right. I want a new pair of boots and a PSP. And, oh, yeah, my kid's sliced ham. Do you mind bringing them back?
Santa, my kid's been sliced into ham. Just coins just come whipping down the chimney. Fuck.
And he's like, and also here's a PSP that's like 10 years old and whips it.
Yeah, I don't know why I picked a PSP. And I'd also like in the original iPod, and my kid's a piece of ham. So I think it's bad, Santa. I think he's only a true cannibal can look at a piece of meat and know it's human.
Yeah.
And if he has the power to resurrect people, he could be doing a lot more than just wandering by a woebegone butcher shop and just saving only those kids. He's squandering his power.
2 more. All right. Before the old St. Nicholas story, the Scandinavian countries of the world already had a magical being called the Yule Goat, who spent its time wandering around, making sure families had completed the Yule celebration preparations and demanding gifts. All right, he demanded gifts from these families, a goat. But thanks to some changes in the legend, the Yule Goat started bringing gifts and then was later replaced by Santa Claus. So, Guy, you're up first for this.
Yeah.
Santa replaced the old Yule Goat who demanded gifts. What do you think?
So it was a goat that wanted something and replaced by an old man that gave you something.
Right.
Ooh.
Santa happened to be wandering by, saw a goat demanding gifts.
He's like, I want that job. Pickled the goat. Took his job.
Then he became the goat of giving gifts.
Nice.
You like that?
Nice.
This is the toughest goat debate since LeBron versus Michael Jordan. I mean, yeah, that's pretty rad. I mean, he got rid of this bleeding, obnoxious goat that demanded things from you. Would come up and be like, give me your shit. Like the Santa would then instead leave you nice things like bags of gold and suspicious packs of pickled ham. So yeah, I'm all for it. I think it's a rad Santa.
I picture the goat like staring some people down, like, give me your give me your whatever, your PSP. And then Santa comes in behind with like a giant fucking sword and he's like, God be glorified, and like chops the goat's head off.
Just one swipe and the goat just slides in half, just like a loaf of bread.
Who wants ham?
Who wants a pickled goat? Slice, slice, slice. Learned this from a butcher once.
Chad, what do you think?
Well, I like goats. I think goats
Sure.
are...
Yeah, I've known that about you.
I think goats are very funny. They look funny when they chew. You know, their mouth like kind of going side to side or whatever. They're a lot of fun at a petting zoo. So I think Christmas traditions would be a lot more fun if there was more goats involved and fewer people. So I am actually going to go bad Santa here. I would rather have the goat.
All right. Final one. Saint Nicholas died in 343 AD. Sorry to tell you. And he
didn't resurrect himself?
and was made into ham.
And that's why we eat ham on Christmas.
And he was buried in Myra, where he had been a bishop. But this didn't stop him from helping people. Legend has it that a clear, watery liquid would seep out of his bones.
Oh, yeah?
And that it had miraculous powers.
I bet it did.
So in the 11th century...
Drink my cum and you'll live forever.
Look at all this clear fluid seeping out of my bone. What?
You want magic powers or don't you? What do you want? Weather control? Here you go.
Go ahead, suck on that goat some more. It's not going to do anything for you. The good stuff's over here.
So in the 11th century, sailors from Bari took all of Nicholas's intact bones, according to a vision they had. They dug up his grave. However, that didn't stop St. Nicholas. When the bones were entombed at Bari, a clear liquid oozed from the tomb itself.
Jesus Christ.
Which people believed, and still believe, to be some holy bone juice.
Wait, that's the explanation? Some juice oozed from the bones out of the grave, which experts to this day called holy bone juice? That was
Santa's got the best bone broth, you guys. You really gotta make a soup out of it.
Oozed from the tomb. That's all. I got a feeling somebody's in there with those bones.
Yeah, but death could not stop Santa from coming repeatedly. Oh, boy.
All right. So, Geiger, here comes Santa Claus. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. Holy bone juice.
Did holy bone juice work for an excuse for you? Or no?
What's going on? Why are all your socks stiff? Holy bone juice? I tried to bury it in the sock and it just oozed right out. To the glory be God! It just came in the sock. I don't know why I sound like Smeagol when I'm ejaculating. Yeah, Rad Santa, that's pretty cool. We're still getting it.
Chad?
So is that where that song Santa Claus is Coming in Tombs comes from? That's myth.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. That's something I expected to say today.
And I got this goat.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty fucking rad that he's still coming after he's dead. Attaboy.
Attaboy.
Attaboy. He has a real fucked up history, Santa Claus. It's
I'll say.
Yeah.
All right.
What a weirdo.
Let's move to our final snack, the Cookie Pop popcorn. Chips Ahoy variety. I know they have Oreo one of these.
Yeah. Should have got that one.
And maybe some other ones, but this says it is made with real Chips Ahoy cookie pieces. So it's a Chips Ahoy brand. I don't think it's combined with any kind of popcorn brand, but let's give it a shot.
Where are the cookie pieces? It looks like there's just chocolate drizzled on these pieces of popcorn.
Tiny little bits stuck in the chocolate a little bit, supposedly.
Do you guys like chocolate on popcorn, like in other settings?
Not really.
I don't think it's a good combo usually.
Popcorn's a savory food to me. My wife made popcorn tonight and didn't put any butter or salt on it. She just used like regular kernels.
She just raw dogged that popcorn?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did she at least put Chips Ahoy on it?
She added what she said was Santa's bone juice. I didn't know.
We're out of butter, so I'm going to quick go over to a tomb and get some quick clear liquid for my popcorn. What?
Huh?
I'm trying to close my eyes and think of Chips Ahoy cookies as I eat it, and I'm not even sure I get that flavor.
It's almost like they're trying to infuse the chocolate drizzle with cookie flavor, but it's not really there.
I actually don't, like I said, I don't really like popcorn, but I don't mind sweet popcorn, actually. I think it'd be pretty good, like a caramel corn or something like that could be good if it's kind of well done. Which this isn't.
Kind of smells like a cookie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That might be about it, though.
Yeah.
Whew. I don't think the taste alone is egregious. Because it's just it's a popcorn with a little chocolate on it. There's nothing all that awful about it.
Yeah.
However, the execution is poor. And I feel like it needs to be downgraded for that. If they would have kind of gone all in and really tried to make this taste like a cookie, put actually some cookie pieces stuck in there with it, or just made it like a mix with popcorn and cookie.
Yeah.
It would be stupid still, but I could at least give them some credit for providing what is advertised on the front.
Yeah.
In this case, they didn't. It just tastes like popcorn with a little bit of chocolate on top, and not even like some really nice chocolate or anything. Just like Chips Ahoy cookies themselves are fine, but they're very far from the best cookies out there. Right. They're just kind of very plain cookie. So I'm actually going to downgrade it a bit and give it a dislike that. Just nothing to write home about here. Geiger?
Yeah, I wanted to like it. I didn't want to be the guy who was a downer all episode, but I don't get the cookie part. If they had just said chocolate drizzled popcorn, I might feel better about it, because that's what it is. There's no cookie that you can taste. The chocolate's not great. And the problem too is I like popcorn, but popcorn's got to be fresh when you eat it. Like stale popcorn, which this obviously is because it's been in a bag for God knows how long and it's loaded with preservatives and stuff, is not very good. And that's what you get. It's kind of like a soft popcorn that's not warm. Obviously, I guess you could heat it up, but I guess that would just make a mess because all the chocolate would melt. And the chocolate's not very good. So this is a real boring. This is a disappointment to me. I don't think it tastes I thought there'd be popcorn with pieces of cookie mixed in. And if you had a handful of that, it could taste kind of good. As it is, just popcorn with chocolate sauce drizzled on it that's mediocre is not very good. So I'm going to give this my third straight dislike that for this pod.
Whew. All right. I don't think this has much of a chance to win. Chad, what do you think?
You guys kind of summed it up. The chocolate is bad chocolate. There's no cookie bits, right? A chocolate chip cookie is not just a Hershey bar, right? Mm-hmm. There's other parts to it. There's the actual cookie part, which imparts a lot of, flavor and stuff. There's none of that here. The popcorn isn't even really popcorn. It tastes like fucking sponge. It's so the consistency is so fucking weird to me. And it got stuck in my teeth. This thing fails on every level. Geiger, you think you're being negative today. I got you beat.
Uh-oh.
I'm giving out my second hate dat.
Wow.
Ooh.
It's terrible.
Ooh.
All right. 2 dislikes
it's
and
my
a hate.
It's the worst thing today. I'd rather eat the other ones easily.
I do agree with that. But we do have a tie between the other two, the Abba Zaba and the Redbird. So the Redbird, I think, was preferred by 2 out of 3 of us.
Yeah.
Or right, you two guys both preferred the Redbird.
Well, Geiger, you're the tiebreaker, Geiger. You gave dislikes.
Yeah, push comes to shove, I'd rather eat the Redbird. That Abba Zaba wasn't good at all, really.
Okay, so kind of maybe with Redbird with an overtime victory. But none of these are going to get a huge recommendation. And that's maybe just kind of fitting for a lot of what 2021 delivered us. But we're still going to be able to find out in the next episode what some of the best and worst of the year were. So we'll be anxious to see what those were. Geiger, where can the listeners contact us?
If you have 3 prostitute daughters that need saving, if you have a hankering for some Santa bone juice, if you if your child has been transmogrified into sliced ham by an evil butcher and need help, if you're a sailor with a big,
don't
pot,
email us if that happened.
What's that?
We should not be the one you email. If that.
No, email us and we'll
Contact
get in
Santa,
touch with Father
not-
Christmas.
All of these things we should be sending them to Santa, not us.
Right. If you think you can get close enough to a boxer to tag him in the nuts, I don't know, all that stuff. Any of that applies to you. You can reach us at youtrydat@gmail.com. You can get a hold of us on Twitter, #YouTriedThat. On Facebook, we have a You Tried Dat group. We're also on Instagram and YouTube. Feel free to reach out to us in any of those mediums to do any of the things I just said, or probably more likely to tell us what you think of our ratings, give us your own ratings, suggest a snack, ask a question for the mailbag. If you like the podcast, please tell anyone you know about it. It would make a great Christmas present to recommend as a recommendation. Just open up give them a card, open it up, and says, "You should try that." That's all they need to do. That's the entire gift. You're good. You gave them 3 years worth of content in one go. But obviously, thank you all for listening very much. And again, if you are just hearing this, a belated happy holidays.
All right, so Santa, we know, red and white because of Coke.
Yep.
If it had been a different company, who knows? We might have seen a different Santa. Which badass colors would Santa look best in?
We could be wearing like orange and green for Surge.
Geiger, you want a green and yellow Santa?
I do. Green and gold Santa would be great.
I would say black and red because when I was in like 6th grade, I bought a Bulls starter jacket. Not because I liked the Bulls or had ever watched a basketball game, but because I thought black and reds were cool colors combination.
Cool colors. I agree with that.
So
they should do like a medieval times Santa theme. All different colored Santas battling.
The black and yellow Santa, and he comes running out.
And all the Santas have different special abilities, so it's like, this week the blue Santa's the one that has magic come.
Has blue balls.
Now look upon your plates. This week's special, sliced ham. Wink, wink.
All right, so we've got. I have no idea what the best and worst are. I couldn't tell you one thing that was on there, so we'll be interested. But we've got to add to Mount Snackmore in our very next episode. So make sure you come back, find out what the best of the year were, so you know what to buy. You walk out to your grocery store with an empty cart.
I think we got a long list of worsts. Coming up. I think it was rough year.
Well, that'll do it for this time, though. We'll be back next time. We're trying out 3 brand new snacks.
Deuces.
Yep.